Yes, we are also disappointed. I'm also unbelievably disappointed, if I'm honest. So if we lose a game of football straight away after the game, I could also kill, if I'm really honest. Uh, um, but I think it's important also to show this mentality that we are willing to accept that we will suffer at times on Premier League level. And I think this will also be the key for us if we can establish ourselves as a established Premier League side. So once we think after each and every game, we start to doubt ourselves and to criticize ourselves and to feel sorry for ourselves and start to moan and lose the trust in the players and the process and in the club. Then we don't have any chance. So I think there are just two options. So if we want to win each and every game, and then we have to say, okay, listen, we don't take part in the Premier League. Then we go for Championship or even better League One, and say, okay, listen, then we can win many games and can be 14 games unbeaten and can celebrate ourselves and enjoy ourselves and celebrate how good we are and speak about how even on Premier League level we will beat all the teams who will fight for Europe and something like this. But then we can't take part in the real Premier League, if I'm honest. So if we want to establish us as a club on Premier League level, we have to make sure that we also have this mentality. Yes, we are also willing to and accept to suffer, because we are the only self-funding club on this level. And let's be honest, if we are there with a top class performance, our best possible performance, and we play against Man City and Liverpool, and they are also at their best, we will lose the game. And it's important that we stay positive. Yeah, also like after of course we are disappointed when we lose a game, and also in a pretty clear manner against Man City, for example. But you have to say, so no team has conceded less goals than we did at Man City so far in all competitions. So even all the other sides on Premier League level and also even on Champions League level, the opponents concede 6 at the Etihad. So we have to accept this. We have to accept this, that it's sometimes tricky. Or when we lose a game at the Emirates after a really good performance where we had more possession than the home side and was really unlucky, and we lose this game with one decisive goal, and this goal was more or less 5 minutes analyzed by VAR, anyhow, then you can't say it's the end of the world, anyhow. It was a good performance, and it was unlucky for us in this game to lose, and we have to accept this. But if we then start to doubt ourselves too early, or to criticize ourselves, or to lose the trust in the process and the players, we have no chance anyhow to establish ourselves on Premier League level. And if I'm really honest, in the last 2 or 3 decades, we were struggling a little bit in order to establish us as a club on Premier League level. And for me, if I'm really honest, this is the key to stay positive after 1 or 2 results. I think we also, our supporters had to learn anyhow to suffer a little bit on Premier League level in the last 2 or 3 decades, and so we are used to it. But the key will be that we are also stay positive and don't lose the trust in the process, and don't lose the trust in ourselves. I think this is quite important. And also it's also a bit the same with my players. So yes, and sometimes after defeats, anyhow, I hear some criticism of some of my players. It's important that we stay unbelievably positive. Yeah, for example, in the first games, my centre backs, Ben Gibson and Grant Hanley, were criticized a bit because we conceded a few goals, and it's more like not good enough for Premier League level. I think it's important that we stay positive and also respectful. So what these lads have done for this club is unbelievable. Ben Gibson, if I'm honest, I work quite long in this business, but I've never worked with a centre back who is better in his build-up play. He's outstanding with his left foot. What he's doing in the dressing room, he acts like a captain, even if he's not involved. Anyhow, his personality is outstanding. Anyhow, and also he's smart in his tackling movements. It doesn't mean that he's always involved in each and every game. So last game, for example, against Arsenal, he was left out of the squad. But it doesn't mean that we can criticize him anyhow for the games before anyhow. So it's more like we should be all so happy and so proud that we have a player like Ben Gibson or Grant Hanley. He was a massive rock in the last season. He was outstanding, our club captain, anyhow, and he's so important for us as a game. Yeah, of course, as a centre back, when the team concedes goals, and yeah, sometimes you are involved in conceding goals. But it's important that we don't be too overcritical with them. We need them. We need these players, and to lead. And you can go more or less through each and every position. I know sometimes there's also a bit like, yeah, Lucas Rupp is sometimes not a fan favorite. I know this. He's sometimes there are some raised A-bros when he's in the starting lineup. But believe me, if you would ask the players and who train with them each and every day on the training pitch, he would be for more or less each and every player the first player on the team sheet. Really, the first player on the team sheet, because no other field player is that experienced like Lucas on this level. No other player covers more ground like Lucas on this level. No other player wins more possession back for us like Lucas on this level. When you watch the game really carefully back against Arsenal, in terms of his defending behavior, how many situations he repaired and how often he wants the ball back, this was Oliver Skip level, if I'm honest. Yeah, I know Lucas Rupp, with all respect to him, but he's perhaps not playing football that's sexy like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, he's LR7, not CR7 anyhow. He's not Emi Buendia with his magic touch anyhow, with back heel who gets the supporters up from their seat anyhow, and everyone praising. He's more like an unsung hero, but we need this type of players and be competitive, and we also need the support for them. Or for me, even more is also the topic Timo Pukki. So when I think about Timo Pukki, 29, 11, 26. These are the numbers of goals he scored in the last 3 seasons. 29, 11 on Premier League level, 26. I don't want to discuss right now if he's the best striker in the history of the football club. I leave it really with the experts and who have seen each and every strikers anyhow. But I think there's no doubt he's one of the best strikers that this club has ever seen. And this player has stick to us after relegation, and he had other opportunities because his blood is already pretty yellow, and he delivers for us always with unbelievable workload, with fighting, with thinking about the team, with workload in this pressing, with assisting. And believe me, I was a striker. It's difficult if you play against Man City and you just have to run after the ball. It's difficult to shine in the opponent's box. But really, I'm struggling also to accept then the comments that's more like, he's too poor, he has to be dropped, he's too old anyhow. For me, the best situation was Jamie Vardy, who is for me also one of the best strikers in this league. He had also a bit dry spell before the game we played against them, and Leicester lost the game against West Ham 4-1. And he had a really poor loss of the ball before the first goal, and the pundit said, watch again, the pundit said a horrendous mistake of Vardy. How can you lose such a ball? And after this game, I didn't hear one Leicester fan who was asking for, oh, he's not good enough anymore. He has to be dropped. We need to lose his trust into Jamie Vardy. Everyone was like, no, it's not even a question if he plays or not. So we back him. We are there for them. And then he came to us. And what happened? Yeah, after a few minutes, he scored a goal. He was allowed then to celebrate with everyone. But because everyone backed him and was there for him. If we right now start also to question our best players, our players who have delivered so much for us as a club, this is a moment when we then will struggle to establish us on Premier League level. And this doesn't mean that Ben Gibson is always in the starting lineup. He was not, for example, against Arsenal. That doesn't mean that Lucas Rupp is always in the starting lineup. He was not against Leicester. We lost the game, by the way, when he was not in the starting lineup. This doesn't mean that Timo Pukki is always in the starting lineup or each and every minute on the pitch. But what we have to make sure that for these players who have delivered so much for us as a club, I think it's important to stay positive and that we back them and that we show them respect and that we also accept, okay, on Premier League level, it's more difficult to shine for Timo like he was able to shine on Championship level. Therefore, on Premier League level, it's more difficult to shine for Grant Hanley than he was able with many clean sheets on Championship level. But for the most important topic is for us to stay positive. And it's not a complaint anyhow, because I know that 95% of all our supporters are that positive and can judge it in this way. But if we want to establish really this club on Premier League level, 95 is not enough. We need 100. We need 100%. We are special to any other club with our self-funding model. And we also need to be special in creating this atmosphere. And if a club like Leicester, who is fighting for the title, or at least for Europe anyhow, is capable to do this with its players, I also want us to do this and to stay positive. And it doesn't matter if you support individually these players. Yeah, for example, if you, let's say if I play the next game Bali Mumbai and you think, oh, that's a crap decision, he should play Max Evans on the right back position. Yes, think this, but once I play Bali Mumbai, it's important once his name is announced on the team sheet that everyone backs him and supports him and celebrates him also during the game. And we need this atmosphere that we are united and all together with positivity for all our home games, for all 19 home games, and also in the away games. And, you know, our supporters did this against Liverpool in a fantastic way. Our supporters did this during the Leicester game in a fantastic way, because everyone was aware, okay, top class sides anyhow, right now, we have to be spot on, we have to help the team. And this was also the reason why we were that competitive. And our away supporters did this at Arsenal, and it had an impact. We were competitive. But we have to make sure that we right now also for this type of games against Watford, it's not like we're coming with this attitude, boah, this is a must win. Come on, right now they have to deliver. If they're not 3-0 up after 30 minutes, anyhow, we are in a bad mood and we just clap their hands once they are 5-0 up. Right now they have to deliver. No, this team needs our supporters even more in such games, because in such games, of course, we want to win points. And it's easier to be in a good mood and to be positive anyhow against Liverpool. But we need it even more against Watford, against this side. And this is also, I'm asking our supporters a bit for it. We don't need just 95%. We need 100%. And I tell you what, it's not the players on the pitch. It's not just the supporters. It's everyone has to be really spot on with positivity, and it has to be greedy in order to help us to get off the mark and to win points, even the ticket office. And you know, if I sell the tickets and say, oh, listen, it will be a difficult day again anyhow, so we will struggle to win the points, or I'm there and, you know, absolutely positive, say, okay, come on, this time we are backing the lads and we are behind. And yeah, if I'm honest, if the team sheet is announced and there are a few names on the team sheet where you think, okay, some others should play, yeah, the stadium should explode. Yeah? We should all escalate anyhow and make sure that we have the best atmosphere ever. Because I tell you what, I totally trust these players, and we need all these players, and we need each and every single players in order to achieve our targets. And we need to keep this positivity. And my gut feeling is, in the past decades, we were struggling a little bit to lose the trust and the backing for our approach, and also to value ourselves, what we are doing and trying to achieve on this level, that we are the only self-funding club on this level. Yeah, we play with the backline with Max Evans 21, with Andrew Omamidele 19, with Brendan Williams 21, with Christos Zolis debut 19. Anyhow, which other club does this on this level? We have to do this because we can't afford buying proven Premier League players. But I think once we start to moon about this and it's crap, it's not good enough, and we need to show more ambition and spend 30 million pounds, why can't we all value really that we have a different approach? And sometimes we will suffer, we will lose games. Why can't we speak about, it's not a must-win game. Each and every game is difficult for us on this level. But for that, we have to make sure that we are all spot on when we have games on this level, and that we are all united and go together and are also proud and play football with pride, and also our approach to back our model and to work with these young players, to do this really with pride. And my gut feeling is, if we do this all united, not just 95%, but 100%, then we have a chance anyhow to win as many points as possible, and also as necessary to stay in this league. And I think once we can create this mentality, yeah, we are willing to suffer anyway. We do this since decades here in Norwich in order to establish us on Premier League level. But yes, to have the will to suffer, but not to lose the positivity and the trust. If we do this, believe me, we have the chance to win many, many points. And let's create also tomorrow an atmosphere, that is the best that Carrow Road has ever seen, and to get off the mark. And if we do this, then I'm also quite sure this will help also my players to deliver performance, to deliver a result. And then we have all chances anyhow to play a successful season. But we need to keep this positivity. And for that, the question was, if I keep the positivity, yes, I'm also disappointed anyhow. But it's a key part of my job to stay positive and to believe and to show pride in what we're doing, because I want to represent also this yellow shirt in the best possible way. And if we do this all together, then we definitely have a chance. I was a supporter as well when I was a younger person. I was always like mooning about the players once we lost the game, and also pretty quick in judging, this player is crap and this is not good enough. And I totally can understand the soul of supporters and football supporters game. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. But if we really want to swim against the tide and break the odds, then we have to be special, and not like the behavior of Daniel Farke, supporter, was 20 years old when he was emotional mooning about players. No, it's more like, then we have to be also special as a club. And if we stay united and keep this positivity, I think this club was lacking a little bit this positivity in the recent years on Premier League level, and started too early to feel too sorry for themselves and to doubt themselves. I think this was the key why we were struggling also a little bit due to limited resources, why we were not able to establish us on this level for a longer period. And this time around is different. We want to do this, and for that I want everyone to encourage really to stay positive and to stay supporting. Really, I've got the gut feeling. So we have a group together this season. I was honest 2 years ago. I told you always like we need a little miracle. I'll be honest. So this time around we have a chance, and let's grab this chance with both hands and let's stay positive. Yes, Christoph Zimmermann is out due to an ankle injury. He will also probably miss the next week. So he's not available for tomorrow. And also Przemysław Placheta is out still due to the symptoms of out of COVID-19, so they will both miss the game. Some good news with the other lads. Dimitrios Giannoulis, after his neck and back problems, he's back in training. In the beginning of the week, he was still a bit stiff, but since a few days, also back in training, and also right now he's fully fit and also available for the game. Josh Sargent was struggling with a minor hamstring injury. Did some individual work and part integrated work in the beginning of the week, but since Wednesday, then he's back in full team training. And the last 2 days were all right. We have to check a little bit if he's then really available also for 90 minutes, but he's definitely also topic for the squad. And good news with him. Yes, in addition to that, we had some concerns about Jacob Lungi Sørensen. He was struggling with a dead leg during this week, but he could train today, so he seems to be all right. And also a few concerns about Pierre Lesmelou. He was struggling with illness in the beginning of the week, was out, so thank God no COVID, but he had the flu anyhow. And for that, a few problems. We also have to check how fit he's really also for the 90 minutes, but they both will be available. So they were both with us on the training pitch today, and that means they're both available.